the metaphysical assumptions of classical physics. So, what are the assumptions of this paradigm? Goswami and others have identified 5 basic principles. Before we look at these in detail, let me emphasize that these are assumptions. They are not empirically testable. They are not the products of applying the scientific method, but rather assumptions that are intended to guide its application. In addition to Newtonian physics, these assumptions are generally rooted in monotheistic creator-God theology and Descartes' ideas about res extensa, i.e., the matter side of his divided world. Okay, so here are Goswami's 5 principles of classical physics. 1. Strong objectivism. Objects are out there. The mind and consciousness have no role in creating the world we perceive. This was a systematic version of the naive realism that folk psychology applied to the everyday world. The entire world is composed simply of objects of this kind arranged in a huge variety of combinations and states, and again, entirely independent of mind and consciousness. Secondly, Newton's conceptions of materialism and causal determinism. All events are inescapably embedded in endless causal chains. This idea comprises the concept of physical closure. 3. The principle of locality, i.e., no simultaneous causal action at a distance. This can be compared, however, with quantum theory, entanglement, tunneling, etc. 4. Materialist monism. Matter is the only form of existence. There is no other substance or realm. 5. Epiphenomenalism. The idea that any substance or process which scientific materialism regards as non-physical, such as mind, consciousness, and mental causation, is simply a byproduct of the real physical processes which underlie them. Therefore, none of these non-physical phenomena can have any causal effect on the material world. William James used the metaphor of a walking man's shadow to illustrate how this position regards consciousness. It always accompanies the man's actions, but it is simply a passive consequence of them. The shadow of consciousness can have no causal effect on the man's behavior. Others have used the steam train's whistle to make the same point. The whistle is produced by the engine, but it has no effects on its functioning and performance.